For the longest time, when you thought about building, what came to mind? Probably stuff like bricks, steel, concrete, right? Well, get this. The very foundation of construction is being completely rebuilt. And not with new materials, but with something you can't even touch, data and digital tech.
So let me ask you something. Think about the last time you saw a huge, gleaming skyscraper. Have you ever stopped to wonder, how in the world do we build something like that today, in the 21st century?
Well, whatever picture you have in your head, it's probably already a little out of date because the answer to that question is changing, and it's changing fast. The entire construction industry is going through this massive transformation, stepping into a whole new era.
And this new era, it's got a name. People are calling it Construction 4.0. You can basically think of it as the digital revolution finally hitting the construction site. The term itself is borrowed from Industry 4.0, which totally changed manufacturing. Now, that same energy is coming to reshape everything we build. Now, to really get what Construction 4.0 is all about, we've got to take a quick trip back in time. See, this isn't the first time building has been turned on its head. It's actually the fourth big revolution in a pretty long story.
And you can see a really clear path here. First, you had Construction 1.0. This was all about using natural stuff like timber and stone. Think ancient pyramids, medieval castles. Then came 2.0, the manufacturing age. This is where steel and mass production came in, giving us those very first skyscrapers. And then, in our lifetime, we had 3.0, the information age, which brought computers and design software like BIM onto the scene. Each one was a total game changer.
And what's really interesting is that these changes didn't just happen out of nowhere. This chart kind of shows the big picture. Each construction revolution was tied to a huge economic shift. So 1.0 lined up with the agriculture economy, 2.0 with the manufacturing economy, and 3.0 with the services economy. Which means, you guessed it, Construction 4.0 is the industry finally plugging into our modern digital economy.
Okay, so what is actually in this new digital toolbox? Let's break it down and look at the three main technologies, the pillars that are really driving this whole thing.
Pillar number one is robotics. And yeah, we're talking about actual robots on the construction site. These are automated machines, intelligent systems, doing physical work with a level of precision and speed that's just, well, not human. And listen, this isn't some sci-fi movie concept. It's happening now. This quote really nails it. We're not just talking about a few cool experiments here and there. We're talking about a flood of robots that's going to fundamentally change how work gets done. You can already see it in action. There are robots laying bricks faster and more perfectly than any human could. We have giant 3D printers that can literally print entire houses. I mean, look at this. They can even 3D print a whole usable bridge out of concrete. It's wild. All right, pillar number two, the Internet of Things, or IoT for short. This one's a bit different. If you think of robotics as the muscle or the hands of the new job site, then IoT is like its central nervous system. It's what connects everything. So what does that mean? Basically, IoT gives a digital voice to all the stuff on a construction site. Just imagine for a second. Every single tool, every truckload of materials, every steel beam has a little sensor on it, constantly reporting back. Here's where I am, here's my condition, here's what I'm doing, all in real time. That's IoT. This little diagram breaks it down pretty well. On one side, you've got the things. That's your physical gear at the sensors. In the middle, you have the internet. That's the network that lets them all talk to each other. And then on the other side, you've got the semantics. That's the smart part, the brain, that takes all that data and actually makes sense of it.
Okay, so you've got robots doing work and sensors collecting just mountains of data. Where does it all go? That brings us to our third and final pillar, cloud computing. This is the digital backbone that holds the whole system together.
Think about it. Instead of having all your important files on one computer in some trailer on site, the cloud lets you store everything, blueprints, sensor data, schedules, on remote servers. And the best part? Anyone on the team, from the architect to the foreman, can access the exact same up-to-the-minute information from anywhere on any device. It becomes the one single source of truth for the project.
All right, robots, smart sensors, a powerful cloud. It all sounds pretty cool, right? But what's the point? Why does any of this actually matter? Let's talk about what this means in the real world.
The biggest change is a shift from being reactive to being proactive. You know how it used to be. A lot of manual work, data scattered everywhere, and managers basically just reacting to problems as they pop up. But in the Construction 4.0 world, you've got all this connected real-time data. That means you can actually predict problems and fix them before they even happen. It's a total game changer. And the results? They're huge. We're talking way higher productivity because, hey, robots don't need coffee breaks. It's much safer because you can send a machine to do the most dangerous jobs. You get way less waste since you know exactly where every single piece of material is. It all just adds up to smarter, faster, better project management.
So there's no doubt about it. The revolution is here. The technology is just racing forward. And that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. The tools are changing, for sure. But are we? Are our skills keeping up? Are the people in this industry ready for this new future of building?